Hello, welcome to Woodline Tracking. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're going to go into the subject Alpha Basic Training, 4th Gen style, as a 4th Gen night. You can apply it to whatever you want to do. One of the biggest things that I see is if people learn the basics training of whatever warfare they're going, they either don't stay up on it because warfare changes and you need to stay up on all the new stuff, the new tactics, and the situation changes, or they don't bother to go into the next level and actually go out there and try and become better at applying their tools to what they're trying to do. Basically, they just got the tools, understand what they're basic used for, and but they don't ever go out there and do it. And that is a real problem. Of course, it takes commitment, dedication, desire to do it, being bold to do it. So we're going to break that down today as how some ways you might do it, and we're going to use 4th Gen warfare as the example because that's what we teach here as 4th Gen warfare, 4th Gen nights. Okay, basically you would start off with your pre-planning, okay? Everybody use different, as acronyms, everything. We just use pre-planning. And basically you would go into what is the environment you're in, it's the situation you're in. Let's just say it is a collapse and you have a bunch of little tribes and city-states trying to protect their people and keep their resources going, okay? What is the mission you're gonna do? Let's just say you're gonna do a security patrol. Not room clear or anything like that. I know everybody's big on room clearing, but in 4th Gen warfare and a lot of other situations, room clearing is probably something you're not going to probably be doing much of. It's probably a very small piece of the pie. And security patrols, like in 4th Gen and other stuff, is a big piece of the pie. I know there's a lot of powers that be trying to teach you room clearing because it's something they can teach easy in a class and it gives you immediate gratification. And also they're trying to keep you down, not the powers that be trying to keep you down, not equipped. Think of it this way. If you teach a man to fish, why would he come back to you to buy fish? So I urge you to study and think for yourselves, okay? Next, what is your manpower? Let's just say you have 2 battle buddy teams, 4 men. Danger areas, what are the danger areas around you? And what are possibilities that can happen? What is the threat we're going up against? Let's just say the threat is basically a bunch of bad hombres, bad guys that are in tribe. They have no air, no artillery, no armor, so they don't have none of the AAA variants. They just have small arms and stuff like that, and they're okay trained at best, but they're trained probably in more big style warfare, not 4th Gen warfare, so they're going to try to use the big tactics without the support or the ability to do it. Alright, what action will you take if you make contact or you see the enemy? What is your protocol for that? That all needs to be laid out or what you're trying to do. The ground, what is the terrain you're in, Like here with our scenario we're going to use, you have a semi-open area that's semi-flat, a semi-brushy area that has some scrub trees and light trees. And you have a tree line that is probably 5 to 10 yards in width, okay? So that plays a big role in this and pre-planning. What is support? What support does your group, small group, a team, this would be a team in 4th Gen warfare, what do they have? What support do they have? Do you have any of the AAAs? Do you have other guys that come out, or a quick response team or force? What do you have, okay? All that needs to go into planning, and that's cruise time. Next, let's just break it down here, and let's just say you're going to your basic training toolboxes now. What tools do we have, okay? You're going to be doing a security patrol. Let's say you're going to be doing a shadow security patrol, not a peacock. We can go into that later on, but what kind of patrol you're laying out to do. And keep in mind, all this stuff can change rapidly in seconds. Alright, your battle buddy teams, you have 2 battle buddy teams. What is their level of training? You know, training level. What are they? Let's just say you have a good tracker and point man that's very seasoned, good at all that, and his battle buddy is a good forward flanker that can shoot well. He can beat the average guy not sleeping for 24 hours and still beat him on the course. He's just a good shot. We'll go into your level of shooting capability down the road in another video, but it's something people greatly overlook. Alright, then you have a seasoned team leader. Understands the terrain, understands how to command his guys, understands what the situation is. And then you have a good rear flanker that is good at rear security and knowing and following what's going on ahead of him. Okay, so you have a pretty good team here put together in 2 battle buddy teams. Okay, what formation and movements are you going to be doing? You know, let's just say like right here, they are in a, let's just say a file, and they have these guys online and these guys going in a file like this. And let's just say they'll be doing bounding. Let's just say they'll be doing a bump bound. That's where these guys will come up and bump these guys forward and they'll keep on going. And since they're doing a shadow patrol, well, we're getting ahead. We'll go to tactics next. Okay, so they're going to do that. What kind of movement are they going to be doing? Are they going to be doing a ghost walk? Or are they going to be walking somewhat stealthy? You know, all that takes in consideration. Tactics. We know that they're going to be doing a shadow patrol. Okay, that's the type of patrol they're doing. So that means they're going to be moving from cover to cover, performing seals every so often to see what's out there. And they're probably using like the Star Trek tactic as we use it. They have the bubble around them with all their sensors trying to detect the Klingons before the Klingons detect them and try to keep the bubble as big as possible. We can go that into other videos. What equipment do they have? They have thermal imaging. You're probably going to give it to the guys up front, the front flanker, to use to scan. Let's just say, and then you have some enhanced hearing, like, so you give it to the rear guy, the rear flanker, for him to use. I'm going to tell you from personal experience, and anybody's ever done it a lot, they'll tell you most time you hear them before you see them, even with thermal. I know everybody wants to say thermal is all this, but a typical thermal you would use for this, there is limits. It can't see through brush that well. It picks up the heat of the brush in front of the guys, and if the guy's well, he'll be using brush to mask his visual appearance or detection. So again, hearing, you will hear them more than you will see them most of the time. That's the reason all that needs to be considerations. So if these guys, for lack of a better example, are tasked with doing security patrol, again, they're going to get into, let's break it down here again. Everything can change fast. You will change to the threat, the terrain, and adjust to what you want to do. The distance can change because you always want to keep good visual contact with each other. You can be within a couple yards, you can be within 10 to 20 yards of the guy. Again, I know everybody wants to get dogmatic about this stuff because they haven't done it enough, and they take one piece, one tool, and want to say they're the expert on it and doing it. You need to go out there and do it. So you have to be flexible and adjust because you might be going to a peacock patrol because you see it's better. That makes sense for what you're trying to do. But let's just again get back on. But I digress here. We get back on track. Okay, so these guys, because they feel that the biggest threat is going to be from the semi-bushy flat area, they have 3 guns here that can go on. The next threat that they fear that can happen is to be a guy in the tree line. So they have 2 guns up here. If they hit, they can go. The least amount of threat is probably the rear. But they have 1 seasoned guy back here that's keeping an eye on the rear, okay? And that's what his main job is to keep the rear safe. And that's something that can't be overlooked. Again, they could change and go into a line and jump forward if they feel that there's more threat. It all depends on what they feel is best. And you only get this by taking the tools you learned in basic training and applying it to your training in real life application. Again, so you don't keep on doing this. if you got all this done, you guys you all been trained on the same tactics and what you're going to do, go out there and do a security patrol with an OP4, using airsoft or something. That's great training. Don't play it as a game, but use it as training and see how you react. See what mistakes you make. And make notes of that. Don't make excuses. Make notes of that and keep on getting better. Because if you guys are truly trying to be Minutemen or whatever the word we're using now is to protect your homes, your family, and communities, you're going to need a good training program. That means you have to come up with basic training, what everybody should be trained to, and everybody understands what these words mean and what these hand signals mean and what our SOPs are. Then you need to do it to apply it to missings and what's out in the field. I hope this helps you a little bit. I'm trying to get people up to the next level, past just basic knowledge of it and actually knowing how to conduct a good security patrol. Remember, time may go on, but your life may not.